to the continuing labors of Bob, the Going Postal blog's ubiquitous home screen has greeted puffins and lurkers alike throughout 2019. Safe in the knowledge that we would find like-minded fellows who in most instances, share similar political opinions and the one abiding conviction that Britain will prosper once the shackles of EU membership is removed. In 2019 has seen a far higher influx of refugees from Fatisite than previous years. All have been welcomed in the customary way with "Welcome and may you live long and prosper." To be exact, fuck off cunt, but said in the nicest possible way. Now the number of comments not read has expanded exponentially. Old Trout has continued to astound and befuddle us older puffins, with her Monday maths throughout the year. Thanks to Phil the test manager, this year Faggotry Friday is still alive and kicking. Saturday mornings see the GP crossword compiled by Richard Guller. Many puffins look forward to Saturday mornings in the hope of winning a prized GP mug. Not for me, as words fail me, and I do mean words fail me. Articles and stories published on Going Postal were written by distinguished puffins and special guests. Serialized fiction was looked for in anticipation each week from authors such as Blown Periphery, Always Worth Saying and Bill Quango MP. The weekly reviews of Question Time and The Comings and Goings at Number 10 by Roger Ackroyd and Worthing Gooner were always a good read. Plus the insights into global finances and politics from special guests like Emil Wolf. No other blog has provided such talent for the amusement and scrutiny of its readers. The Lord Protector, 1642 has put pen to paper in a matter of speaking, and provided some insights into Christian beliefs and interpretations of Old Testament books. A good read, even for a die-hard atheist like me. He has also been plugging his published works, The Unseen Path, which was serialized on GP during 2017 and 18. He is asking puffins to rate his book on Amazon. Going Postal has created a community over the past years, which has been swelled by newbies during 2019. We band of brothers, we congregation of the word, we fellowship, and not of the ring, unless you have had a visitation from Rotherham Poofter. Unlike contributors of other blogs, we meet as friends at houses and venues up and down the country, when needs must we gather to demonstrate our beliefs, and so it has been in 2019. A turbulent and worrying year for many puffins. My philosophy of, it will be alright in the end, and if it's not alright then it's not the end, has been sorely tested, unlike our Lord Protector who has kept the faith and called out the many doomsayers on this blog. January saw Saggy May, Spreadsheet Phil and Oily Robbins still calling the shots, and conspiring to keep us tied to the EU. On the 15th the House rejected Saggy's bill on the withdrawal of the UK from the EU by a massive majority. On the 16th Saggy's government survived a vote of no confidence. Some justice was seen on the 29th when Labour MP for Peterborough Fiona Anasagna was sentenced to 3 months imprisonment, having earlier been found guilty of perverting the course of justice for lying about who was driving her car when caught speeding. Her imprisonment made her the first sitting MP to be jailed in 28 years. 4th of February sees Saggy suffer a fresh defeat in the Commons on her Brexit strategy. Then on the 15th we see school pupils around the UK go on strike as part of a globalist campaign for action on climate change. On the 18th through to the 22nd, It's the beginning of the end for Westminster as we knew it, when Chuka Umunna, Luciana Berger, Chris Leslie, Angela Smith, Mike Gapes, Gavin Shuker, Anne Coffey, plus Joan Ryan of the Labour Party, and then Heidi Allen, Sarah Wollaston and Anna Soubry of the Conservatives resigned from their respective parties to form the independent group. March the 12th sees the House of Commons reject SAG's deal on the UK's withdrawal from the European Union for a second time. The 13th sees MPs vote to accept an amended government motion to reject the UK leaving the EU without a deal. The 14th MPs vote in favour of requesting that the UK's withdrawal from the European Union be delayed beyond the 29th. On the 18th the Speaker John Bercow, quoting a parliamentary rule dating back to 1604, declares that a third meaningful vote on the Brexit deal cannot proceed unless it contains substantial changes. Ministers warn of a constitutional crisis, with just 11 days until the UK is due to leave the EU. On the 20th SAGI writes a letter to EU Council President Donald Tusk, requesting a 3-month extension to Article 50. March saw the big one. Our host Bob took part in the March to Leave event, walking from Hartlepool to Westminster. Many puffins took time out to meet up with the marchers en route, and a significant number of us were waiting in Parliament Square for the marchers to arrive. Also, one of our brethren, Attack Dog, spent many days outside of Westminster flying the UKIP flag, with a puffin adorning the pole, and was seen time and time again on MSN News. April sees MPs toing and throwing at Westminster, ending with useless SAGI and the EU agreeing an Article 50 extension to the 31st of October. Nigel Farage launches the Brexit Party. May 23rd sees the elections to the European Parliament held. After the resounding success of the Brexit Party, SAGI announces her resignation as Conservative leader on May the 24th to take effect on the 7th of June. With this news, some hope again for the puffins, but the pressure is kept up. Bob and others mount vigils outside Westminster for the Brexit cause throughout the summer. June sees the start of the breakup of Change UK, with members defecting to the Link Dums. July 23rd sees Boris Johnson chosen as the new Conservative Party leader, which begins a rollercoaster ride of emotions for this puffin, up one day and down in the depths of despair the next, as MPs thwart every effort Boris tries to extricate the UK from the EU. The summer saw the annual Puffins Bash at Hook Norton, where a weekend of debauchery and alcohol consumption took place. Later in the year Swiss Bob had a housewarming party, since when the neighbours have eyed him with much suspicion. The December general election has finally proven that the majority of people in Britain want to leave the EU. So here's looking forward to a bright new year, and as I believe it will be alright in the end, and if it's not alright then it's not the end.